Take a look at these two athletes. If we put them one-on-one against a defender in a 10-meter wide channel, and we just told them, score a try, they are obviously going to use different strategies to get the job done. At a guess, the big guy is just going to run it straight and use size and strength to break through contact. The small guy is going to use speed and agility to either burn the tackler on the outside or step just prior to the point of contact. And if either man attempts the other guy's strategy, it's going to be an abject failure. So there's clearly no one-size-fits-all strategy, and you'd be dumb for suggesting one as the coach. So why do we take such an approach when coaching a tackle? As coaches, we tend to have a universal checklist of what constitutes a good tackle in our heads, whether that's maximizing frontside access, hitting them at the thighs, leg driving through contact, you name it. But unfortunately, the truth is messier. We know from dynamic systems learning theory that individual makeup has a massive impact on what solutions we'll come up with when faced with an identical situation. Body mass is one such example. In general, heavier players are going to carry more momentum into collisions and can afford to hit people higher, because the amount of force required to knock the ball carrier's feet out from underneath them and take them down on the first hit is a much smaller percentage of that player's personal capacity. The textbook doesn't matter so much when you're 125 kilos. Lighter players, however, need to be a lot more selective and rely on narrowing the base and impeding the legs rather than relying on pure momentum to bring ball carriers to the floor. Likewise for height. We know on paper that a low tackle is probably going to be the one to go for when we're trying to cover an overlap and the ball carrier is running at the outside shoulder at speed. And that's probably going to be the case for faster, smaller players. But what happens if you're a 6'7" lock? It's a long way down. The same is true of strength. The stronger you are, the better you can accept the force of the ball carrier and stop them at the gain line. Said differently, the stronger you are, the more you are built for head-on tackles. Think Sam Underhill, a man with the build of a bridge troll who somehow stores 90% of his 105 kilos in his legs. The comparatively weaker you are, though, the more you need to tackle from the side or even the rear to go with the ball carrier's momentum rather than against it. What about injury? Every tackle should always be with the shoulder, right? Well, what happens if you've had a shoulder reconstruction or an AC sprain on that side? To protect the injury, you'll instinctively adopt more of a smother style where you make contact with the chest rather than the shoulder. Lastly, we need to account for plain old personal style and preferences. Dan Lydiot, 6'4", 115 kilos, and he made a career off of low tackles where he showed the outside shoulder, then cut ball carriers down. Scout Berger, on the other hand, same height, same weight, but he was always going to hit you square in the chest if he could. Many roads lead to Rome, and a lot of coaching is just making sure that we provide athletes with enough opportunities and a varied enough learning environment so that they can figure out implicitly what works for them, rather than us to tell them how it should look. And if you'd like to know how you as the coach can manipulate practice variables to do just this, we talk all about it in the coaching science module of Learn to Tackle. You can visit learntotackle.com for more information.